Hey guys, we are going to start disassembling this motor, getting it off of the frame rather, not disassembling the motor. Very first thing we are going to do, if you watched the last video, we've got the deck off, we got the hood off, and we're going to bring it inside here and take a look at this. But before we do anything, let's just connect this battery. It's a good battery, it's hot. I took a 7/16. These things are all different sizes, but this one is a 7/16. Interestingly enough, the guy actually kind of takes care of it. Just had grease on it, so no problems at all. Oh yeah, out here listening to the radio on Saturday afternoon. Got this thing squared away. There we go. Now I've got a wrench on the crankshaft, and I'm going to put a screwdriver in between the flywheel blades, or the flywheel teeth rather, and we're going to pop this thing loose, see if we can't not break anything. More to come. Okay guys, we're back. Hang on, let me turn this down.
I don't blame him because he's running his, but the meanest thing.
There we go. Nothing like a boy named Sue. What we have done, I've got a 15/16 breaker bar on the top of the crankshaft, and I believe this is a 5/8. Yeah, and I got a 5/8 on the bottom of the crankshaft on the pulley, and I've already cracked it, loosened it, took the cover off and the cowl cover, and got this loosened. So now we're going to continue to pop this off. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed that we can get that pulley off without too much of a problem. More to come. Okay guys, now we're back. The electric PTO came off no problem. I've got it, got a piece of wire holding it up so it's not going to pull on the PTO wiring. We're going to do the starter real quick. This is something I do. Just a little bitty wrench. It's a 7/16. It's a really loose 7/16. We did the video on starters, and end cap holds the brushes on this starter down here. A lot of times when you're turning it and you're taking it off, and it's a 7/16, the nut is, you will actually turn the housing inside and you end up cracking it. So just take this little bitty cheapie. It's thin. If you can find one, scrounge one up. This is out of a, I think I bought it at a yard sale or something. But if you have to, just get one of these, grind it down to where it will fit in between here, and this will keep it from turning. And then you'll be able to take it off without cracking this, because that is like 10 or 15 bucks and an all-day headache. There we go. And then whenever I get through with these, I just put the nut back on. I hope I had that in view. More to come. Okay guys, now what I have done, this is the connector that connects everything. This guy right here unsnaps, and we got lucky. It's the same type of connector on the other motor. So this has been disconnected. The starter is disconnected. The rest of this wiring stays on the motor. This harness is for the electric PTO. So now we're going to take the starter. No, I'm sorry. We're going to take the muffler. Going to go ahead and disconnect it if we can, and we're going to go ahead and take the bolts off, take the fuel line and the carburetor linkages. We're going to mark them before we take them off, and then we're going to pull this motor out. More to come. Okay guys, we're about to take this muffler out, and we're going to be using Torx heads, and I've got, I'm going to say it's a 40, yeah, it's a 40 Torx head that I'm putting in here. I've already broken them loose with it. I swear it felt like a 42 would have fit better, but the 40 fit, and I didn't have a 42 on a socket. Hell, I don't even know if they make one. But it felt like there was a little bit of slop in it, so I'm really glad that I just let it sit for a while with that lubricant. There we go. Those are broken loose. I'll go ahead and get it moved out of the way. More to come in just a second. Okay guys, the bolts are out. And I'm just going to let this guy hang just like this. We're going to leave the muffler still attached, just this pipe, what we took off. I'm going to take it and those torque heads and I'm going to set them somewhere where I won't lose them. Okay guys, now we're back. Before I take off the throttle linkages and the choke linkages, I always take a Sharpie and I go on either side. And I go on either side. I've already done it, but can't hurt to do it again. That gets me close. I don't have to fiddle around with it. There's nothing worse not paying attention, take this thing off, and you're 30 minutes trying to adjust your choke-o-matic. So that bottom one right here is for the throttle, and the top one here is going to be for the choke. More than likely we won't have one on that, but we're not going to leave a freaking hole right there. We're just going to take this cable off and tuck it down inside and just let them know there's no sense in messing up the console, unless I can find a little insert plug. They make those, but I don't know if I have any more. We're just about ready to take this off. We're going to undo this linkage and we're going to take this fuel filter off. More to come. Okay guys, now we're back, about to take this linkage off. These guys, like I said, I've already marked them on both sides, make it a little easier. There's going to be 5/16, I think. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, there we go. And these guys are going to come off. There we go. Now the fuel filter. More. Okay guys, now we're back. Got the motor out. The bolts that held it in place, the 4 motor mount bolts were 9/16. Y'all need that though. So we got this guy out. This is the only thing that's holding me up. This is that spacer. So what I am doing now, I went ahead and sprayed it and I've heated it up. Probably going to let this sit for the rest of the day and then come out here this evening and knock it off. I've got pullers and everything. I don't think it will be a problem removing it, but I want to do it without marring it up, either the shaft or the pulley and the spacer. So guys, I guess that's about it. I'm going to clean everything up because it keeps threatening to rain today. I'm going in the house. Y'all gonna make some mayhem.